Good evening. Oh my goodness. This program is growing, obviously, since we're in a tent now. But anyway, really thank you all for making it this evening. And welcome to the 2024 Nantucket Golf Club Foundation's Scholarship Awards presentation. For those of you who don't know me, which probably is not many of you, because if someone plastered my picture all over the damn N magazine. I'm Tom Brzett, Chief Operating Officer of the Nantucket Golf Club and Executive Director of the club's foundation. Thank you for joining us. This year, we combined our scholarship programs. This is the 19th year for the Scholar Program and the 7th year for the Professional Workforce Program. After this evening's awards, the foundation will be managing 70 scholarships annually for Nantucket High School graduates. So how about a round of applause for that? This is a big night, and we will be busy. And as always, I will try and keep it moving and try not to talk too fast. I'd like to start by acknowledging some individuals on behalf of the foundation for making this program such a success. First and foremost, I would like to thank the Board of Directors of the Nantucket Golf Club and Nantucket Golf Club Foundation. Ed Hagem, John Samuels, Alistair Borthwick, and Doug Grip. Without their incredible vision and continued support, we would not be here this evening to make this announcement. And ladies and gentlemen, we are fortunate to have with us this evening Mr. Ed Hagem and Mr. Doug Grip from our board. Gentlemen, please stand up so we can acknowledge you. Where's Doug? Doug Grip. Mr. Hagem, lead director of our board, founder of the Nantucket Golf Club, a huge supporter of the foundation, and a big reason why these programs have been so successful from inception, would like to say a few words. Mr. Hagem.
Thank you, Tommy. I think I'm too old to get goosebumps. This is, it flashes me back only 60 years when I sat where you sat, Yonkers, New York, Roosevelt High School, and I can still see the paper, which I know all of you can see the paper. It's like, I got a scholarship to go to college. That was my game, that was my game changer. That got me out of my predicament. Prior to that, I spent 18 years in 15 or 20 different places, 5 foster homes, a couple of orphanages, some hotel rooms, the YMCA on 34th Street. And I wrote this book, which you're all going to get, 2 parts. I'm only given 2 minutes here, but I'll go quickly. It has 2 parts. The first part is a fable. It asks you the question you should be asking yourselves, and I think it'll help you quite a bit because it's the things that I used during my lifetime. And the second part is my life, which I just described. And I talk about my life because I want to convince you that anything is possible. And education is the solution to almost everything. If you learn and work, anything is possible. And my life is proof of that. I also want to say that make sure that you'll never be a victim. If you get a chance to be a victim, use that energy to find out my famous 2 words, what's next? And you'll go through life very easily. I want to congratulate all of you. You're on your way. I'm jealous. I really would like to see that again. Although my freshman year wasn't so good, yours will be great. Give them hell.
Thank you, Mr. Hagem. And thank you to the members and friends of the Nantucket Golf Club and our incredibly generous sponsors who have contributed in so many different ways to the success of our annual fundraising event in August, the Nantucket Children's Charity Classic. Last year, we raised another record of almost $5 million, and to date, our Charity Classic event has raised over $45 million over the last 22 years for the benefit of youth on Nantucket. This is truly amazing. Thank you for your extraordinary support. I would like to especially thank all of the parents, families, teachers, coaches, and friends of each of our 46 applicants in this year's programs. Your contributions have had a significant impact in developing and nurturing these children into mature and responsible adults. Thanks to each of you for your determined and continued support of our Nantucket youth. Collectively, you have been a part of raising amazing young men and women. See, I'm starting to go, I feel it. Who are the future leaders of our communities. Please give a round of applause for you amazing adults. I would also like to thank the Scholarship Review Committee. But before I do, I would like to take a moment to honor former Review Committee member Kate Hickson, who passed away last fall from ovarian cancer. Kate was an amazing human. She taught Spanish at the high school for 20 years and was the world language department head. She served in this committee for 8 years, but she was also a great friend of mine since 1992, when we worked together at the boarding house. She loved teaching, and she loved being a part of this program. She was a special spirit, and we will forever miss her. We love you, Kate, and we know you are sarcastically mentoring a class of angels in heaven. The School Review Committee. These individuals have sacrificed their time and once again worked hard all year long to get to this point. There is absolutely no way that this program gets completed without their tireless commitment. It has been once again a pleasure to work with them, and they are Susan McFarland, the Foundation's data coordinator for all past and present scholars. She handles all correspondence for these programs. Alan Kuna, owner of La Languedoc Inn and Bistro. Michael Kozort, former superintendent of public schools on Nantucket. Amy Lee, president and COO of Nantucket Cottage Hospital. And Grace Hull, director of member services at the Nantucket Golf Club. Thank you, Scholar Review Committee. And we are very happy to announce that the foundation has recently hired Isabella Day, a graduate of Nantucket High School and one of the 2014 Nantucket Scholars, as the administrative director for the foundation. Welcome, Isabella, and please stand because I know you would hate to do it. A huge thank you to all of the NGC team members who worked so hard to set up this clubhouse and get this tent ready for this evening. The NCTV team for their excellent production of this event, Jessica Jenkins, our wonderful photographer, and special thanks to the Nantucket Community Music Center, who provided us with 5 world-class musicians to play during the earlier part of the evening. They are currently working with Nantucket Public Schools, Nantucket New School, and the Lighthouse School, providing free lessons and workshops through a grant from the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation. Thank you all very much. And last, but certainly not least, and definitely someone who doesn't want me to acknowledge her, thank you to my amazing wife, Leslie. I say it every year, and I'm sure we all agree, thank God for Leslie. Okay. Here we go. Let's have our professional workforce scholarship recipients please make your way to the stage. All right, we're going to be right up here, guys, right in the line. We didn't practice anything. That's right. Yeah, you come this way, Allison, all the way here. We'll start here. Great. Slide if you have to. We'll get everyone on stage. All right. Nice job. How about that, right? In recognition of your extraordinary accomplishments, and as a token of our deep appreciation for participating in this process, the foundation is providing each of you with an off-to-college NGC gift bag. But first, Mr. Kozort would like to recognize each finalist personally. Please step forward to receive your gift bag when your name is called and be recognized. Thank you. Mr. Kozort.
So, good evening, scholars, parents, community members. Thank you, Mr. Brissett. As the chair of the review committee and executive director of the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, you, Mr. Brissett, make this incredible and generous scholarship program what it is. A challenging yet fun experience that transforms lives. Directors and members of the Nantucket Golf Club and its foundation, you are giving a gift that keeps on giving. You are truly champions for children. Tonight, we will present 15 professional workforce scholars, highly motivated individuals who strive for excellence in pursuing a professional career. Their application process included a detailed application, interviews, videos, and presentations. They are wonderful representatives of our senior class and the community of Nantucket. Congratulations and thank you and your parents for what you have accomplished in your school years. As I introduce each finalist, if you would please just step forward, and I want to share with the audience a glimpse of what the committee observed through the process. Allison Bamber. Mrs. Wiggin used the word caring multiple times to describe Allison. It is an apt description, as Allison is a true nurturer. She has dedicated numerous hours volunteering with Nisha, and with her family has fostered almost 40 dogs. Helping care for her Nana piqued Allison's interest in nursing, and it has been cemented by her work at the hospital through the School to Career program. One of her most memorable moments at the hospital was witnessing the birth of a healthy baby. During her presentation, clad in scrubs, Allison instructed the committee on how to properly perform CPR on an infant. Her passion for the field is clear, and she shared that she wants to be a familiar and comforting face. Allison wrote about her close relationship with her sister Melanie and shared how grateful she is for all the advice her big sister has shared, especially as she is enrolled in the nursing program at this time. Allison's love for Nantucket was obvious in her video that included some of the spots on the island most special to her. She hopes to return to Nantucket and work at the hospital as a labor and delivery nurse. We will be lucky to have her. Allison will be attending Sacred Heart University. Again, please join me in honoring Allison Bamber. Alondra Badagan. Alondra has been drawing for as long as she remembers. Her passion for visual arts and graphic design is clear. The committee was treated to examples of Alondra's artwork in her presentation, and she even included animated illustrations in her videos. Alondra is first-generation Mexican-American, and she is proud of her Mexican and Aztec Nahua culture. The pandemic provided an opportunity to delve more deeply into the history of the movement, as well as her indigenous roots. Alondra uses art to connect more deeply with these roots, and Mexican history and culture feature prominently in her work. She is also engaged with current challenges of our time and is an active member of the Youth Climate Control Committee. She enjoys thrifting and has volunteered at the hospital thrift shop. Alondra does not take for granted the opportunities provided by her parents. She also spoke about the support of her extended family and many teachers, Merrill Mason and Tracy Maylou in particular. Alondra's top choice is Savannah College of Art and Design, where she has been accepted. She plans to continue her study of visual arts in hopes of one day being an art teacher. Please join me in honoring Alondra Barragan. Colin Duval Christie. Colin loves the guitar. He also enjoys playing the trumpet and bass, but it is the guitar that is his passion. Colin found a silver lining in the pandemic in that it allowed him to really develop his enthusiasm for music. Impressively, Colin is largely self-taught He spent his first year on the guitar following along with YouTube videos and teaching himself chords and songs. He also spoke about the importance of Mr. Wendelkin and Mr. Papard, the former and current high school band teachers, in his music development. The committee has been lucky to witness several Colin Christie performances via a video submission and an in-person presentation. Outside of music, Colin enjoys hopping on his bike and exploring the island. He loves reading and math. Of course, he described the correlation between math and music. When asked about the future, Colin shared that he would love to run his own studio and hopes to produce a song that charts in the top 100. We will be listening for it. Colin is still deciding between Berklee College of Music and Shenandoah University. At either, he will pursue a degree in music production. Please join me in honoring Colin Duval Christie. Aubrey Connors. Aubrey is excited to continue her exploration of the fields of digital media, marketing, and graphic design. She already has great experience under her belt and has loved working under Lindsay Picos, Director of Communications at the community school, through the School to Career program. There, she designs flyers to advertise various programming. She has also designed logos for sports teams and the flyer for the FOMP's house tours. This year, Aubrey was tasked with designing the high school yearbook cover. We can't wait to see the final result. When she isn't designing at her computer, Aubrey enjoys being outside and caring for her family's chickens and ducks and her pet rabbit. Celebrating homecoming, decorating the hallways, riding on the floats, attending the games, and playing in the field hockey games are favorite high school memories of Aubrey's. As she looks to the future, she hopes that in 10 years she will be using advertising and social media to help small businesses grow. Aubrey will pursue a degree in communication and media with a minor in graphic design at Merrimack College. Please join me in honoring Connors. Tatum Grace Corbett. Tatum exudes her love for theater and music. One of her most memorable roles was grandmother in The Addams Family, in which she had to transform into an eccentric older woman. The committee loved listening to Tatum sing an aria from the opera Seven Crudeli during her presentation. A favorite high school memory of Tatum's is dressing up as 80s workout girls with her friend Chloe for Halloween and laughing about their teased hair. She's going to miss those kinds of moments with her childhood friends. Tatum says her mom is most responsible for her being where she is today. Her mom, putting herself through school to pursue her passion for dance, has been an inspiration. Tatum is a proud 13th generation Nantucket native and hopes to continue her family's island legacy by returning to teach theater and music. She says the first show she would put on is Hadestown, which tells a version of a Greek myth and incorporates Tatum's love for Latin. Tatum is headed to Endicott College for theater and music education. Let's please join in honoring Tatum Grace Corbett. Michael William Culkins. In his recommendation letter, Mr. Norton wrote, "Michael is a scholar and an athlete. Michael's passions are indeed varied. He is a three-sport athlete, playing golf, hockey, and lacrosse, and serving as captain of the hockey and lacrosse teams during both his junior and senior years. In one of his video submissions, Michael baked brownies using his grandma's favorite, or secret recipe, I should say, while listening to country music. And then he moved outside to the basketball court his dad built in their backyard where he enjoys shooting hoops with friends. Michael loves being on the water, whether that be on his family's whaler or serving as the head of safety for Nantucket paddle sports. He has cherished growing up on Nantucket and wrote that it has fueled his desire to see the world. And those horizons will surely be broad as he plans to make a career of working on boats, returning to the island when he isn't at sea. Michael spoke about the invaluable support of both his mom and dad, as well as that of his hockey coach and mentor, Jack Moran. Michael is attending Massachusetts Maritime Academy in their marine engineering program. Please join me in honoring Michael William Culkin. Brooke Damien. Brooke fell in love with design at an early age, and she hasn't looked back. She already has significant experience in the field, doing an apprenticeship with Donna L. Designs, school to career at Weatherly Design, and wallpapering with Riptide Finishes. During her presentation, she designed a bedroom, complete with a floor plan and various samples. I think some members of the committee were ready to hire her, especially when she handed out Brooke Damien business cards. I'm holding on to this. During the pandemic, Brooke taught herself graffiti art. The committee was treated to a demonstration in a video submission. She used this skill in a community service project that she really enjoyed, applying graffiti on huge tablecloths for the new school's Harvest Bash fundraiser. Brooke spoke about how her mom has encouraged her passion for design, helping her to make the connections that led to hand-on experiences in the field. In 10 years, Brooke hopes to be running her own business. She made us laugh when she suggested it could be ideal to marry an architect and run a family business together. Brooke is attending Wentworth Institute of Technology this fall to study interior design. Please join me in honoring Brooke Damien. Hannah Joy Girardi. When speaking with Hannah, her passion for teaching is clear. It's beyond clear, it just comes bursting forth. She has combined that passion with her love for swimming, volunteering to teach swimming lessons. She described how special it is when you watch a light bulb go on and a child puts their new skills together and swims to the wall independently. She hopes to inspire countless more light bulb moments in her career as a teacher, ideally in grades K or 1. Hannah has interned at the Children's House under her own former teacher, Janet, who she considers an important mentor. I hope to be a teacher like her, Hannah said. Hands-on learning is important to Hannah. She has enjoyed taking automotive and carpentry classes at the high school. In one of her video submissions, Hannah showed off her crafty side, sharing a hat she knitted and a light ship basket she made. The committee was also treated to homemade biscotti that Hannah brought in for her presentation. Hannah is a competitive swimmer and served as the swim team captain. She made the committee laugh when describing how constricting a competition tech suit is. Hannah will be attending the University of Massachusetts Amherst to study early childhood education. Please join me in honoring Hannah Joy Girardi. Chloe Gervin. Chloe made us chuckle when she shared she was practically singing along to the Grateful Dead, her dad's favorite band, before she could talk. And Chloe has not stopped singing. She is a gifted performer, dancing for years under the tutelage of one of her mentors, Kelly Corbett. gracing the stage in numerous theater productions and performing with the Accidentals and Naturals. She also performed in the musical theater program at the prestigious Interlochen Arts Camp in Michigan. Another passion of Chloe's is nutrition. In one of her essays, she shared a quote from Steve Jobs. You might want to write this down. Make food your medicine so you don't have to make medicine your food. Chloe is interested in the intersection between diet and well-being and hopes to one day be a licensed nutritionist, working in a clinical setting and using her knowledge to improve people's lives. When prompted, I can't wait to, Chloe finished, get out into the real world and find my own path. She highlighted the support of both of her parents and how they have helped prepare her for this next step. Chloe is heading to Syracuse University this fall to study nutrition and theater. Please join me in honoring Chloe Gervin. Hannah Harrigan. Hannah loves swimming and running, Harry Styles, and chocolate ice cream. During her presentation, Hannah dumped out a bag of sneakers to demonstrate how shoes that are slightly too big or lacking in arch support can lead to injuries. In fact, those orange Hokas that she chose because they look cool, they did, resulted in shin splints. Through her own minor injuries, as well as witnessing those of her teammates on the swimming and cross-country teams, Hannah developed an interest in how injuries develop and how they can be prevented or healed. Hannah has volunteered a lot of time teaching children how to swim and has found it gratifying to teach little kids to do something she loves. Hannah shared how, for many years, she struggled with reading, but with hard work and determination, she has now turned something challenging into a passion, and she picks up a book almost every day. One day, Hannah hopes to be a physical therapist. It's not hard to imagine her helping others find their way through challenging circumstances. Hannah is off to the University of Massachusetts Amherst to pursue a degree in kinesiology. Please join me in honoring Hannah Harrington. Claire Misserelli. One of Claire's references, Beth Hanlon, highlighted Claire's ability to interact with both adults and children. Claire will chat with anyone, and if you pass her on the street, she will greet you with a smile, even if it causes her to crash her bike and eat a lacrosse stick, I believe. Yes. Claire is a three-sport athlete playing soccer, hockey, and lacrosse, captaining both the soccer and hockey teams. She has diverse interests and included her love of meditation class and cold dips in the ocean in one of her video submissions. Claire's athletic pursuits came with a fair number of injuries, and as a result, she worked with local physical therapists. Those experiences piqued her interest in physical therapy and made her want to support others through injuries that can be both mentally and physically grueling. When asked who is most responsible for her being here today, Claire said, "My parents," and made special mention of her mom, who she said is a mother figure to many. Claire will pursue a degree in kinesiology with a possible minor in nutrition at the University of Massachusetts, Amherst. Please join me in honoring Claire Misserelli. Brian Osorio Portillo. Brian has always been interested in how things are built, from watching his grandfather transform their family's living room to more recently getting to examine the blueprints of the tall ship Lynx. Being able to spend time on the Lynx was especially interesting for Brian, as he enjoys being on the water and is a member of the sailing team. One of his favorite high school courses was carpentry. Since moving to the island permanently in 5th grade, Brian has become an engaged member of the community and participated in various service projects, including volunteering at Extended Day and the Shipwreck and Life-Saving Museum. Brian shared that his mom has always encouraged him, sometimes with a little bit of tough love. In addition, Mr. Norton and Mrs. Wiggin are two teachers whose support has meant a lot to Brian. In 10 years, Brian hopes he is living abroad and working for an international architecture firm, helping design buildings like those that inspire him today. The aquarium in Valencia, Spain being a particular favorite. Although he recognizes that an artist's dream is often an engineer's nightmare. Brian is attending Wentworth Institute of Technology to pursue a degree in architecture. Please join me in honoring Brian Osorio Portillo. Lily Remick. I love these kids that are going on into education. Lily loves working with children. She has helped with the Sunday school program at the Congregational Church, as well as gymnastics classes offered by the Nantucket Community School. And she babysits regularly. This year, she has been working in Mrs. Abbott's kindergarten class at NES through School to Career program. Based on one of her video submissions, it is obvious that her students love the hours that Lily spends with them in the classroom. She had a progression of, I think, 10 children who sang her praises. It was cute. Lily also enjoys playing field hockey and taking dance lessons. She enjoys the high school. She thinks the high school should consider adding a dance class to their other offerings. Lily's parents are most responsible for her being here today. She said, "They taught me how to succeed." Mr. Zeckman, Lily's math teacher, is an important mentor. His ability to provide help in ways that specifically worked for her has only reinforced Lily's desire to be a teacher who is able to find solutions for various kinds of learners. She thinks she would like to return to Nantucket to teach one day. Lily is headed to Endicott College to study early childhood education. Please join me in honoring Lily Remick. Griffin Starr. Sheila Lucy, the Nantucket Harbor Master, describes Griffin as one of the finest young men she has worked with. Long before Griffin began working for Mrs. Lucy, he was accustomed to being on the water. His family owns a charter fishing boat, the Starfish, and Griffin has spent countless hours working alongside his dad, Captain Jay, and his brother Austin. On land, Griffin is a talented athlete, captaining both the hockey and lacrosse teams. His love for hockey, particularly playing goalie, has translated into his community service work. Griffin rented the ice himself to teach younger students about this challenging position and to encourage a strong pipeline of goalies. When asked who was most responsible for him being named a 2024 Professional Workforce Scholarship finalist, Griffin responded, "My parents, 100% my parents." He also spoke about the influence of his brother, in whose footsteps he will follow, to Massachusetts Maritime Academy. In the future, Griffin hopes to make Nantucket his home base, giving back to the community and coaching youth teams when he is not working on a ship. Griffin will pursue a degree in marine transportation and play Division III lacrosse at Mass Maritime. Please join me in honoring Griffin Starr. Andrea Beatriz Tejada Hercules. When asked how her friends would describe her, one of the adjectives Andrea shared was enthusiastic and the committee can see why. Andrea's passion for dentistry is clear. Her interest was sparked by an aunt who is a dentist and has been confirmed through her work as an apprentice at Roberts Family Dentistry. She is grateful to Mrs. Foster for connecting her with the Roberts family. Andrea is also a member of the high school softball team and may have missed a game today, and enjoys writing in her free time. She particularly enjoyed volunteering with Inky Santa. Carpentry was a favorite class in high school, and Mr. Gervin a favorite teacher. He's a teacher I can express myself with, Andrea said. Andrea is thankful for the opportunity to live on Nantucket and loves how peaceful the island is after also experiencing life in the city. Andrea spoke of the sacrifices and encouragement of her dad and aunt and uncle who are most responsible for her being before you today. Andrea hopes to attend Cape Cod Community College's Dental Assistance Program. Please join me in honoring Andrea Beatriz Tejada Equeles.
All right, thank you, Mr. Kozort. It's my pleasure this evening on behalf of the Board of Directors of the Nantucket Golf Club and the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation to announce that once again this year, all 15 candidates will be receiving partial scholarships to the college, university, or technical school of their choice. Ms. McFarland, Isabella, and I will be meeting with each student and their parents over the next few weeks to determine the amount of their scholarships. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2024 Professional Workforce Scholarship recipients. How about a round of applause? Great job. All right, ladies. Here we go. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. We have lots of scholarships. And now let's make our way, Nantucket Scholar finalists, please make your way to the stage so that you can receive your gift bags and be recognized by Mr. Kozort. See how they do.
If this group can't figure this out, we're in trouble. Okay, so this year we started with 32 talented applicants. Through a challenging process of application, interviews, activities, a debate, a forum, presentations, and faculty input this year, we have selected 11 finalists whom you will meet tonight. They are magnificent representatives of our senior class and the community of Nantucket. I think I can safely speak for the committee when I say that as we reflect upon these young men and women, we are impressed by them and appreciative of their contributions to our school and community. You are such dedicated scholars and accomplished young men and women. In a day when society often bemoans the behavior of its youth, you remind us of the greater percentage of caring, committed young adults and give us hope for the future of our world. Congratulations and thank you and your parents for what you have become and what you will become. As I introduce each finalist, if you can step front and center, that'd be great. Aiden Charles Congdon. Perhaps few people know that Aiden is sometimes called Tom Brady by the staff and managers at the Juice Bar. That's because he is a leader and brings his A game to every shift. And his work ethic is legendary. Like Brady, Aiden is meticulous in his presentation, as was evidenced in the debate on cell phone use in school. Aiden is a bit of a Renaissance man, a former altar server, an intellect, a soccer captain, but he also finds ways to express himself artistically and enjoys cooking, as he demonstrated in his video. He admitted he has long looked up to previous Nantucket scholars and modeled his actions and beliefs based on them. Aiden acknowledged his parents, and his mom in particular, for helping him develop the qualities of scholarship, leadership, and kindness that embody the Nantucket scholar. He also gives a lot of credit to a card game, Continental Rummy, for who I am today. The qualities of competitiveness, persistence, and passion were all developed through a friendly and maybe sometimes not so friendly games with family. Ultimately, he learned that he would have to accept the hand that he is dealt and make the best of it. Academically, Aiden ranks among the top 10 in his class and challenged himself by taking 6 advanced placement classes. He is determined and competitive, something we noted as he recounted his desire for a do-over for that AP biology class his sophomore year. He is rightfully proud of his many accomplishments, but none more so than of being a leader on the soccer team that was the first to defeat Nauset in 20-plus years. Aiden will be attending Clemson University next year. Please join me in honoring Aiden Congi. Henry Crosby, described by his teachers as incisive, analytical, respectful, and reflective. Henry does not call attention to himself, yet he is recognized by his teachers and his classmates as a leader and a role model. He is a class officer, assistant editor of Veritas, and has taken 8 advanced placement classes. He has one of, if not the highest GPAs in the class. I don't want to jinx him, but he scored a perfect 5 on 4 out of 4 AP exams as a sophomore and junior year. We'll see. Despite all of his successes, Henry defined a Nantucket scholar as someone who should strive for perfection while acknowledging their flaws. And more importantly, someone who uses their education to better the Nantucket community. One of Henry's high school highlights was Project 351, where he was paired with middle schoolers to listen and possibly offer advice. As Henry described it, it was he who received some valuable insight from the younger student. You'll never walk alone, Henry. That's the motto for fans of the Liverpool Football Club, and Henry is a die-hard supporter of the Reds. He vows to get to Anfield someday and perhaps watch them be crowned champions. Henry credits his mom for passing on her strong will and shared that his dad's determination and resourcefulness are greatly responsible for Henry standing before us tonight. Henry will be an economics major at Georgetown University next year. Please join me in honoring Henry Crosby. Lauren Lee D'Arcy-Couton. To say that Lauren is an involved student is an understatement. She is a 2-sport athlete, treasurer of the National Honor Society, on the yearbook staff, a volunteer for STAR. Oh, and she's taken 9 advanced placement classes and plans to study neuroscience. It somehow seems fitting that some of her fondest memories of school are the early morning AP Chem labs with friends. There you go, Mr. G. You might deduce from this that Lauren can tend to be a perfectionist, and she readily admits that she spent years trying to be the perfect child. More recently, however, she's found 2 pursuits that keep this tendency in check: cooking and tennis. A distraction from constant thinking, she shares that cooking involves the following of recipes and the hypnotic tasks of measuring, cutting, and mixing, and trial and error is to be expected. It has been on the tennis court where Lauren believes she has learned not only about the game, but about herself. She shared that she can be stubborn sometimes, but has come to realize that she must adapt to her opponent or the conditions and be patient in certain moments. Whatever she does, though, Lauren does it at 110%. Lauren is quick to point out her sister Bella, I think is here, as her role model, and she's been dedicated to making Bella proud of her. We are sure that must be the case. Lauren will major in neuroscience at the George Washington University next year. Join me in honoring Lauren Lee D'Arcy Catone. Archie Ferguson. I think it will interest Principal Vassal, and certainly this year's underclassmen, to know that Archie suggested, yes, Archie Ferguson, suggested that it would be beneficial to bring midterms and finals back. Although it wasn't lost on anyone in the committee that he suggested this after his senior year. Archie's graphic design and photography teacher noted his contributions in class for the yearbook, citing both his outstanding technical skills and artistic sensibilities. The committee saw evidence of this as throughout the process, his unique ability to tell stories in writing or film were revealing. As Archie said, I just love to capture moments. Sailing has been Archie's passion, his safe place, and his greatest learning environment since beginning at age 4. He sailed alone at age 7 and was soon racing Optis and 420s and racing in high school and even sailing against local and international sailors in regattas near and far. Accountability, leadership, personal responsibility, camaraderie, and even learning from mistakes have all been developed on the water. He looks forward to someday sailing international waters, and we have no doubt that he will. When the students were asked, what question should we be asking of them? Archie responded, who do you surround yourself with? Then he pointed to his fellow finalists and expressed his admiration for them. His peers made it clear to the committee that they hold him in high esteem too, using words like impressive, kind, and he's just such a nice kid. When Archie was asked what he most wanted the audience to know about him, he said, my mom instilled the value of education in me, and I want to thank my dad for supporting me every step of the way. Archie will be studying filmmaking at New York University next year. Please join me in honoring Archie Ferguson. Joan Harris. Joan is another extraordinary student athlete. As a student, she is ranked in the top 10 in her class, has taken 7 advanced placement courses, works on Veritas, and has served as class president her junior and senior years. As an athlete, she excelled on the basketball and tennis courts, serving as captain for both teams her senior year. She also played golf for a year and softball for many years before giving it up for tennis. Not a bad sports resume for someone who broke her right arm 3 times while growing up. Joan's combination of athleticism, intelligence, and leadership led her to be described as a coach's dream and earned her the nickname, I found out just today, the General. When asked by a forum panelist what question we should be posing, the committee was impressed when Joan offered, It shouldn't be, what do you want to be, but rather, who do you want to be? Described as hardworking, curious, and empathetic, a teacher added, she exhibits a great sense of personal responsibility and sets high expectations for herself. Joan gives her parents credit, especially her mom, for pushing her in a healthy way. When asked to list her accomplishments, they were all achieved as part of a group, like this year's December Delight that set a record $55,000 in gross receipts for the senior class. Well, maybe eating a blueberry bagel every day for 4 months was a singular achievement. Joan will be studying environmental science at Colgate University. Please join me in honoring Joan Harris. Benton Killian. Since freshman year, when Benton was chosen Freshman of the Year, it was evident that this amazing student was destined for great things. As Benton's AP chemistry teacher said, Benton is an incredibly intelligent, empathetic young person with a strong sense of what is just, and one of the most socially conscious students I know, and is destined to accomplish great things throughout her life. Benton's fondest high school memories will be of the musicals they performed each year, Pippin, Guys and Dolls, and my favorite, The Addams Family. Benton's talents include singing with the Accidentals and Naturals, the Congregational Church Choir, and the Community Center Choir. Naturally, then, Benton credits Mrs. McKeever as a mentor and someone who has been a support throughout high school. It's also interesting to note that Benton plays the cello and learned how to play the piano during the pandemic. Benton has always found cooking to be a de-stressor. Her video of making chocolate soufflés definitely caught the attention of the committee, as did the fact that Benton has worked at the Wicked Island Bakery for 3 years. We are waiting for some of those morning buns, Benton. Benton acknowledged both mom and dad for instilling the importance and expectation of academic achievement while supporting without hovering. Benton will be attending either the University of Strathclyde or University of Aberdeen next year. We have no doubt that Benton will achieve the goal of making a positive contribution to the world. Please join me in honoring Benton Killian. Chloe Sierra Marrero. Chloe is the quintessential student athlete. She has mixed a challenging course load with the demands of participation in 2 sports. She has balanced 6 advanced placement classes while putting the time in to excel on the court. It was on the volleyball court where her play caught the attention of Mr. Vaselli when she was still in middle school. Fast forward, she would become a 4-time Cape and Island League All-Star. She then picked up tennis as a junior and quickly became a mainstay in that rising program. One of Chloe's teachers recognized her as a creative and generous student who radiates fun and warmth. Whether it is on the court or in the classroom, Chloe is up to a challenge. Her essays and videos were inventive and hilarious, like the delightful essay about her complicated relationship with Ruth. She described being upstaged by Ruth, who made it difficult for anyone to really appreciate Chloe's character. We gradually learned that Ruth was the name Chloe had given to her hair. As she describes it, a tightly wound, bouncy pecan-colored curls that one might find in a 19th century Italian oil painting. Her peers speak of Chloe's character and contagious enthusiasm, and the committee used words like infectious. Chloe credits her parents for supporting her and pushing her in a productive way, and Coach Vaselli for teaching her to channel her emotions in a positive way. As a young girl, someone in her life predicted Chloe would be a catalyst for change, and it is clear that she will indeed achieve her goal of making the world a better place. Chloe will be attending the University of Massachusetts Amherst next year. Please join me in honoring Chloe Sierra Marrero. Raymond Rocky Monto. Mrs. Thaneuf best captures Rocky, citing his limitless curiosity and an eager mind that hungers for new experiences. Rocky shared that it was probably in-depth conversations during car rides with his mom that developed his sense of inquiry. And he credits both parents in shaping who he has become. But, he quickly adds, Sienna is my pride and joy. He wrote a moving essay on their relationship, describing her as brilliant, funny, and unique with a voice that deserves to be heard. It was interesting to watch the jaws of his peers drop when Rocky shared that he didn't use either Instagram or TikTok feeds to get his news. And didn't we all smile when he responded to the question of what should we stockpile? And he answered, children. Going on to explain that we have to ensure the existence of mankind. The committee, and I think his peers, were quite surprised when Rocky admitted that public speaking frightens him, as he is someone who is so articulate and comfortable sharing many thoughtful insights. It seems ironic to learn that someone who has such a fear has spent the last 4 years learning to speak Japanese. In his video, Rocky shared his love of Japanese culture and noted he traveled to Japan last summer with a Smithsonian group. In 10 years, Rocky would love to be working in an embassy in Japan. And we can all see him serving in the Foreign Service. And who knows, maybe someday ambassador to Japan, or even the Secretary of State. Rocky will be attending Haverford College next year unless Duke wakes up and comes calling. Please join me in honoring Rocky Monto. Emerson Pekarchik, an extraordinary athlete. Emerson has been a star on the ice hockey and lacrosse teams. However, it was as a middle school student when she burst onto the high school sports scene by leading the NHS cross-country team to the Cape and Islands League Championship and then being named the league MVP. And then she stopped running cross-country. But 4 years later, it's lacrosse that has garnered recognition for Emerson. She is a prolific scorer on a powerhouse team that is ranked one of the state's best. I still can't process hearing that she scored 9 goals in 1 game. That's a season for most students. Her teachers noted Emerson is as tenacious in the classroom as she is on the field, challenging herself to take rigorous courses despite some learning challenges. They shared that despite the incredible time commitment to her school and club teams, Emerson has not once asked for an extension or failed to arrive at class completely prepared. Despite all of her accomplishments in school and sports, it is Emerson's personality that draws raves from friends and teachers. Teacher shared, I find her tremendous character and personal compass inspiring, and her humility and integrity refreshing. Emerson typically deflects any credit, instead recognizing her dad for supporting and always wanting the best for her. Keep making chocolate chip cookies without a recipe, Emerson. Emerson will be attending High Point University in North Carolina next year, where she will take her lacrosse skills to the Division I level. Emerson Pekarchik. Anna Popnikolova. While Anna consistently gave credit to her parents for having come this far as a student and becoming a golf club finalist, she did succinctly wrap up her middle school years by suggesting that kids at that age don't know what they're doing, and neither do their parents. Anna feels fortunate to have been raised on Nantucket and expressed a great appreciation for the interconnectedness she finds comforting. I love talking to people and bumping into people I know. Anna is fluent in English and Bulgarian and has added sign language and a smattering of Russian to her portfolio of language proficiency. Another passion has been the time she spends volunteering at our island home, conversing with the residents, and sometimes joining a group knitting, another pastime that Anna turns to calm her mind. One teacher said of Anna, "She is one of the most exceptional students I've had the opportunity to work with in my 24-year career. She has been a top student in all subjects, but clearly writing is her love, and she offered her thanks to teachers Alicia Graziade and Ann Fana for helping her develop the skills that have brought her numerous awards and recognition. So it was a natural that she, at the insistence of her mother, emailed Veritas the first week of her freshman year, stating that she wanted to be a part of it. And it's been her identity ever since. Now you can see examples of her writing in the Current and the INM. The committee was mesmerized by the captivating essays she wrote and the videos she created. Anna will be attending Harvard University next year. Please join me in honoring Anna Popnikolova. And last but not least, Rodane Watson. Rodane shared that he started high school as a kid with his hood on and his head down, trying not to stand out or be called upon. Somewhere, something clicked. Now, as a confident, charismatic senior, one teacher said of him, "In my 15 years of educating high school students, I've never had the privilege of working with such an exceptional and inspiring student. He is the most genuine, kind-hearted young man. What you see is truly what you get inside and outside of school." The center back and one of the captains of the soccer team this year, Rodane, recounted defeating Monomoy for the league championship. He is also a member of the Accidentals and Naturals, the select choral group, and proud that they sang for the president. Rodane has become a minor celebrity as he is the face and voice of the sports segment on Whaler Word. His voice, in fact, is something that caught the attention of the review committee for its calm, soothing tones that yet commands your attention. Rodane lights up a room, and you can see the smiles of his peers whenever he enters the classroom. Rodane shared a touching essay and a poignant autobiographical video about moving from the beautiful but sometimes violent island of Jamaica to the tranquil island of Nantucket, in which he noted that Fritz Renault saved my life. He went on to say that my mom goes above and beyond to ensure that I'm on the right track. I think she is the reason that I'm a nice person. Rodane will be attending the University of Massachusetts at Boston next year, where he hopes to study civil engineering. Please join me in honoring Rodane Watson.
Thank you, Mr. Kozort. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2024 Nantucket Scholar finalists. Right this way, yeah. These are amazing young adults. Oh my goodness. Please rise. It is my great pleasure to announce that this year and this year only, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation has decided they will be awarding a 4-year full tuition and fee scholarship to not 2, but 3 Nantucket scholars. And each of the remaining finalists will again be awarded a renewable 4-year $5,000 scholarship. The following can be said about each and every one of these young men and women. See, I lose it. It's so sad. It's just sad. The Nantucket Scholar is a student who has established a pattern of academic and personal success at Nantucket High School. Personal attributes reflect strength of character, which includes honesty, integrity, morality, and responsibility. The Nantucket Scholar demonstrates outstanding citizenship, emulated by cooperative attitude, spirit of adventure, and enthusiastic effort. This student is a positive influence on school peers and is involved in varied extracurricular activities. The Nantucket Scholar is indeed an elite student who meets and maintains rigid academic standards and strives for personal challenge. The Nantucket Scholar takes pride in all accomplishments and works diligently toward the goal of attaining a superior education. This outstanding student is eminently qualified to pursue scholarly work at institutions of higher learning. The Nantucket Scholar also is an individual who can communicate and demonstrate a process for giving back to Nantucket and the world community and inspire and motivate others to do the same. The 2024 Nantucket Scholars will receive a scholarship covering the cost of tuition and fees for 4 years at their chosen school or university. It is my pleasure this evening, on behalf of the Board of Directors of the Nantucket Golf Club, and the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, to present to you our 2024 Nantucket Scholars, Archie Ferguson. Yeah. Henry Crosby. And Chloe Marrero. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2024 Nantucket Scholars. You're all amazing. Thank you very much for a great evening. It was long, but it was worth it. Enjoy your night.